Hello paddlers, welcome back to my channel. Well, since I've got back off my holiday and I posted all my holiday Scotland videos and stuff, I've had a few comments, I'll rephrase that, a few questions to do with the videos I posted and basically my Scottish trip. So I just thought I'd put them all together. So let's start with question 1. Yes, I ended up getting a new sleeping bag, a nice thick one for the next time I go. You're not wrong that I was scared in Scotland. Whoa, it's a spooky place. I avoid them like the plague. What? I'm about to have a shower. The sleeping pad? No, I bought a new sleeping pad. Okay. Alright then, I have to sit down for this one. Food. Well, basically probably the sort of things you'd imagine, right? With maybe one or two differences. For sort of like snacks, right, I had a big bag in like a zip top bag. I ain't got any left to show you, right, of mixed nuts and fruit, right, which I just had a handful now and again, right, that was just snacks. I also had, because I like them as well, right, some of them, right, the, I can't get the word out, the rice cakes, there you go, right, it's not silly on there, but little mini rice cakes, like little mini ones. I actually buy the big ones for at home, I actually like them, right, so that's also a snack. And also, in a matter of speaking, a snack, right, like cup of soup things, but these are almost a meal in themselves, right, with a little bit of bread or whatever if you're not too hungry. But they're the sort of snacks. I also had some, I've got a load through there, I forgot to bring one through. You've seen them in a video before, like a little energy bar, country life, something or other, energy, whatever. Right, I was asked about main meals. I believe it was the Cockney KAYAK who asked about these. What were they like, George? I had two types of main meal. I had these wayfares, which I've had a million times before. The full breakfast ones. I also brought with me the pasta and meatball one, which I like as well. But these are quite filling. Right? I had a couple of little bits of bread with it, whatever. But these are quite filling and they are so tasty. In fact, I'd go as far as to say they're gorgeous. Now, before anyone starts saying, why didn't you just buy a tin and put it in a bag and all like that? And you've mentioned before you've got a vacuum seal machine to vacuum seal your food. And yeah, I could have done, right? But to be honest, I didn't want to mess about. I had a few of these left from Loch Lomond trip actually, right? So I thought, I'll use these things rather than, yes, you can make your own stuff and cook your own, and yeah, you can, but I couldn't be bothered. These are nice, right? They're not badly priced. They're less than £5 a packet, these ones, right? And they are a very filling meal. And all you do is basically crunch it up like that, drop it in a pan of bubbling water, leave it to simmer for 8 minutes, take it out, done. Right, there's no waiting, that's it, it's cooked. Open it, eat it, done. Right. I also took a couple of these summit meals. I always want to say Caesar Summit, but they're not called Caesar Summit, it's just summit to eat. It's summit to eat. They are packed with calories and everything your body needs if you've had a hard day. But when I'm camping, I'm not hiking, I'm not burning millions of calories. Even if I went for a paddle, I'm not burning millions of calories. These really are for like backpacking, hiking and stuff like that. But they're great. You get the larger packs. Now I've tried the larger packs and there's just too much food. I end up throwing some away. But these small size ones, shall we call it, there's still a lot in them. There's, what's that, 118 grams, but you just add water, open them up, add boiling water, and leave it for a few minutes, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I would recommend though, particularly this one, this beef and potatoey one, I think, I'm not going to bother reading it now, I think it says something like leave for 6 minutes or something like that. Well, I found the meat is still hard, but if you give it, say, an extra 5 minutes on top of whatever time's on here, give it an extra 5 minutes, and then it's all tender. Now, if you've got something like this and it's not filling enough, I also have these freeze-dried mixed vegetable packets. If you want to know where you buy any of this stuff from, just drop us a link. I'm not going to start listing out all different shops and stuff like that, and I mean, drop us a link. Drop us a comment and I'll leave you a link. There you go. But the bags of mixed freeze-dried vegetables, I took a few of these in a Ziploc bag. Literally, when I've opened one of these, I've sprinkled some of them inside before putting the water on, and it just bulks it out a bit and gives it slightly different flavour depending on what sort of flavour you picked up. This is like potato, carrots, onion, all sorts of these, all sorts. But these are very, very reasonably priced. You get about 2 bags like that for about £5. And I can't remember the name of the company, and it's only abbreviated here, BWF. I'll put the name up because it's worth it, because it's like a family business, and they do some great deals on freeze-dried stuff. And you don't have to take the full, but I suppose if you was away for a week or two, you could take a full box, but full packet. But no, these are really, really nice, and they're even nice on their own, Just add some hot water pop them with some hot water, leave them to rehydrate, and you've got a meal there, You could chuck a bit of chicken, hot dog, whatever, but you've got a meal. Well, actually, you've got about 8 meals there, because they really do expand out. But yeah, so basically, that was all the food I took. Apart from the nuts that you didn't see, bag of mixed nuts, I didn't take anything else. Apart from them crunchy bars, which are them country life, energy, pro, whatever. But I didn't take any sweets, chocolate, or anything like that. And I was fine. In fact, these mug soap things, I took 5 of them with me. I brought 5 back. You know what I mean? Because I was nibbling on bits and pieces. Like I said, I was nibbling on these, and I had some nuts. And then on a night, I was having a proper meal. I'm not really a sort of person that eats breakfast, In fact, I don't really eat breakfast. I actually took some porridge with me as well. There you go. I took some freeze-dried porridge with me, but I brought all that back. I'm not really a big breakfast person. I just took it just on the off chance. And as for like a lunch, it's very rare that I have a proper lunch. I might just nibble on something. You get me, like some nuts or something or other. But no, so that's the sort of food, that is the food I took. I think I took 2 or 3 of them. Three of them, and like I say, some of these, and about 8 packets of these things, and bag of mixed nuts. So that was it basically. I had enough food for maybe what, 8 days, something like that. I wanted extra food, but I didn't want too much extra food just in case, you get me? But yeah, so, oh, some more food. I actually had a bag. I had one left over, a bag of them, you know, them super noodles, like a pot noodle, but in a bag. I took one of them, but I brought that back. That's gone now. I cooked that with some chicken and vegetables. But yeah, so there you go. That's the food then. Sorted. Moving on. You're kidding me, right? I mentioned that in my videos. I was using the Katadyn B3 water filter. It's in my bloody video. Go watch it. Now what? Getting my boat upstairs to clean it. I was on holiday. I was relaxing. I was having a good time. Right, I did some paddling. Okay? I'll do more next time. I'm sorry. I knew somebody would ask this question, but I didn't expect it to be asked this way. I actually got an email, right, asking this about the loo I said I'd left in the car, the luxury item I'd left in the car. And he actually said, I sent this as an email because there was no way I was leaving a comment on one of your videos asking about a toilet. I'll tell you and show you anyhow. Yeah, I was a bit sad I left it in the car actually, because when you think how small this is, right, to go in a kayak for kayak camping, I would go as far as to say it's not a luxury, it's a necessity to make life much easier rather than squatting. Alright, and I'll show you. Comes in a nice little bag. Alright, whoops, excuse me. Show you them in a minute. But and you open it up. Let me take them bags out. You open it up, put them across. They lock into place. It's a bit hard doing this in the air. Let me just put it down on my knees and then I can lock everything in place then. And it's just you actually get a cover that goes over the top, a plastic cover, and you can use it as like a little table or a stool to sit on or something like that. I wouldn't really want to use it as a little table after it's been used as a toilet. Right, but well, I don't suppose it'd really hurt. And you basically when you first buy it, you get a load of plastic bags with it, right? And you just, right, you could just dig a hole and put this over the top of the hole if you wanted to, because this would fit in a backpack. It's very light, and I'll rephrase that, it does fit in a backpack. I've took it with me. Right, but you get some black bags with it, and you just put them in, put them over the top, and you just sit and do your business. And you also get a load of antibacteria things. You open one of these pouches up, right? After you've finished, you pour it inside, take the bag out, tie it up, carry it to your local bin or whatever. But it's a, remember them stools that you used to fold up and you carry and you open them up and then you just stand on them like a little kitchen stool type. It's kind of like that, but somebody's got a hole in it. And it's absolutely fantastic. It really is absolutely fantastic. And it falls down so small, dumps into a kayak, no problem. Lightweight, like I said, that can just slide into a backpack if need be. I mean, a lot of people, right, okay, let's get sort of like technical with wires, right? Let's start with backpacking. A lot of people, when backpacking, you have to use the low, do find it hard squatting in that particular position you need to squat into. Right, so something like this is ideal, right? And also for kayaking, for any situation like that, this is bloody brilliant. It really is. And it, careful, George, it's comfortable. That's all I'll say. It's comfortable. Take that as you will. But yeah, once you've run out of bags, you can just buy some bags, obviously, right? And these aren't really a necessity, but they do get rid of the smell. But I'm sure you could not bother or come up with something else. But what has happened to my channel? But anyway, yeah, it's my fault for buying this stuff. But I'll tell you what, I personally, unless I leave it in the car, I wouldn't go kayak camping nowadays, right, without that, right. I would not. I would always make sure I've got it with me, unless I leave it in the bloody car, right, which I did at Lockall. But no, it's absolutely brilliant, right. I'll tell you something right now, just in case you think, oh, I want one of them. They sell them on Amazon, very expensive, complete rip-off. Go to Temu, right. It'll take about a week to get to you, right, but you get it for a fraction of the cost. A fraction of the cost. If you're interested, tell me in the comments and I'll leave you a link. In fact, I'll tell you what, I won't embarrass you all. Right? You don't even have to mention you're interested. Right? I'll just leave a link in the description. Right? Look in the description, I'll leave a link, because I know, whether you admit it or not, there'll be a few of you who'll think, that's a great idea. Right? It fits in your kayak easy, and as I've already said, it's lightweight, right? It's less than a kilogram, right? It's less than a kilogram, and it fits. Well, in my, you see, I've got a few backpacks, but if I was going overnight camping, I've got a big backpack, about a 65 litre one, and that literally sits that way at the bottom. You get me? And stuff goes on top. But even your day pack that'd fit into, but for a day hike, you don't, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to use the load, you don't really need one, and you know what I mean. But yeah, I'll leave a link for kayak camping, 100%, I'd say must buy. Yeah, I'll leave a little link in the description, and then you don't ever have to admit in a comment you want one. Shh. Moving on. Yes. Right, this is the end then. Thanks for watching me Scotland adventure. Hope you enjoyed it. And yes, I'll be going back again, but my plan for next time, right, is to pack light and actually move all the way, well, down the loch, really, because you start at the north point of the loch and you work your way down and then back up again. So I'm going to be doing camp hopping, so I'll be packing a lot lighter than what I did for my holiday. I'm not going into that again, I must have mentioned that a million times. It was a holiday! I know I had too much gear, leave me alone. Yeah, so I'll be packing light and hopping from spot to spot, and really sort of like discovering the loch and having a really good look, because as I did say in my videos, it is the biggest loch in Scotland. It's not the deepest, it's not the widest, but it's the biggest, so it should be interesting. In fact, there's one little island I was planning on going to and I never did. There's a small little island and you can camp right next to a castle that was on the island. It's sort of, a lot of it is falling down and stuff like that, but you can get right next to this little castle, which was probably back in the day quite a big castle, some sort of fortress or whatever. But yeah, so I'm planning on doing that for next time. Anyway, right, I'm starting to waffle, so I'll leave this one here. And as I've said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And if you did watch all my Loch Lomond trip videos, well done. I appreciate it. All right. Okay then, paddlers, I'll catch you later. Cheers.